Hey guys, Ben Hart here, and let's talk about some things you can play over a few bars of C, but when you're playing in the key of G. Now this might work in the key of C too, but like I think about this when it's the 4 chord. So in G, we're thinking about playing over a couple bars of C. So let's say you start out a song and you're going G. You know you got a few bars of G. And then a couple bars of C. For those couple bars, I'm playing 4/4 time. There are some patterns that I can just go to if I don't know the song real well and someone just looks at you and said, you know, take a turn. Or if you're not as concerned about the melody, maybe it's already been sung. I don't recommend playing an instrumental and just hightailing it, 8th note gunning it, as I call it, which means just playing every 8th note that you can, just improv. But teach his own. So here's something. So if you're in G, let's take something from kind of like maybe a few different positions in the neck. So here's G. So if you're playing G, you know, you heard it kind of change in there. That wasn't the best thing that I've ever done there, but it is what it is. You can, yeah, let's take something from the open position. All right, so like, let's do let's use an actual song illustration, like an old like bluegrass or country tune, like Truck Driving Man. So it's like, pour me another cup of coffee. So you had a couple bars of G. Now we're going to a couple bars of C. When you get to that C, let's say you're in problem, you're going, you could write there. So here's something with some open notes. So it would be really on this first position right here. So I'm kind of picturing this C chord. It's a little different than a lot of the other places because I got open notes involved, where normally I'm thinking about that being like, you know, a D or whatever. Nah, I digress. I'm gonna get in here. Let's show you how to do the lick so you can go. And then you kind of go up a position there. So over this C that I'm playing, I'm hammering onto the 3rd of the chord on the D string. So I'm going open to 2nd fret, and that is going to the E note. So I'm picturing these notes right here from C. I know I got a C here, an E, an open G, I got a G here, an open E, a G on this 3rd fret on different strings and stuff. So I'm just going to slide or hammer on or get to or start on a chord tone, which we're using the 3rd of the chord, E. And then right after that, I want the brain to really hear the chord change as if there was no rhythm behind it or something like that. So right after that, I hit this low C. And C and that E really says that's a C chord because it's the 1 and the 3rd of the chord. And the 3rd plus another note of the chord, the 5 or the 1, really, sometimes even a flat 7, really, I feel like pulls the ear to thinking that's what chord I'm in. So here we go. So what we're doing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, kind of rest. So that way you're not just constantly just like machine gunning it. And then you're back to a G chord or something like that. So I'm going hammer on to the 2nd fret on the D string, and then I'm hitting the 3rd fret, that C note right there, on the A string. And then I do this little, it's a very, very just old like bluegrass country thing to do in a C, like that old thing. We're not gonna play the whole thing, but we're gonna start it that way. So we're gonna go open on the D string, and then we're going to hammer on the 1st fret to the 2nd fret, all in one swipe. So I hit it once and I'm just going, so I'm going, and then I'm hitting the open G, and then I'm going to go to the 2nd fret on the G string, hammer onto the 3rd fret. So C note. All right, so I'm still kind of just thinking about that C chord because I'm playing over C. C note, 1st fret on the B string, and then I'm going to go 3rd fret, and that is the 2 of it, and then I'm going to do this minor 3rd thing where it's going to go like 2 minor 3rd to 3, but instead of going, I I got that open E. So I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna slide from the, on the B string, the 3rd fret to the 4th fret. And then go open E. I'm gonna pull up with this finger. And then while that's ringing, I'm gonna hit this C note. So it's the same as this one, but I do this. All right. And that makes that chord, and you sustain it for like a half note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's sustaining. So, all right. So if you're doing it, it'd be like, pour me another cup of coffee. So pour me another cup. See? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Da 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 da. Back to G. It is the best in the land. Okay, so. All right. So there's options, and obviously you need to. This is just about the C chord and G, but you can. Anyway, that was a little rough, but you get the idea. That's what it sounds like in context of an actual solo. So you know. But you can use that on a lot of songs. 2 bars of C right there, which happens a lot. 2 and 4 bars happen a lot in just straight up 4-chord songs. Okay, so let's talk about another option. So like another position. Yeah, we could do that. All right, so we're gonna go. So I'm picturing this C. This one goes in between kind of 2 positions and lets you climb up the neck a little bit. And it's assuming that it is a dominant chord. Like we assume even the 4 chord is a dominant chord to add that aggression. So I'm playing, you know, and adding that B flat and the C chord a lot. All right. So here is this, like you take this A and you move it up to the 5th fret, and those 3 notes right there. Now that says C. So I go, so I slide in either from the 3rd fret, or you can slide in from the 4th fret. I'm gonna slide in from the 3rd fret. And I like to play it back. When I do this, I like to slide in to the 5th fret, and then I just come back and bar. So I'm doing that on the D string, and then on the G and the B string, I just bar those. And I just pluck up with these 2 fingers. So the pick down and then these up. Double stop. All right. And then as soon as I hit those, I'm pulling off to the 3rd fret, and I use this finger to bar the 3rd fret on the G and B string. And then I come down here with this 3rd finger and hit on the 5th fret on the D string. And then I go back up to the 3rd fret on the G and B string and double stop again. Then I come back down to the 5th fret. And then I go 4th fret, that 5th fret is on the D string, and I go 4th fret on the D string, and I pull off to the 3rd fret. And I do this quick. So it's like a 16th note right there. All right. All right. Okay, so that's kind of half of the lick there, and we're in that position. So you're thinking about playing over that A and going back and forth from kind of that B flat and playing real bluesy notes. All right, and then when we hit this this 6th fret right here, after we do that 16th note from the 4th fret on the D string to the 3rd fret, we come down here and grab that 6th fret with our pinky in a hurry on the A string. So, all right, and then that is the minor 3rd, so we're gonna slide as soon as we hit that on the 6th fret up to the major 3rd, and that gives us a definite like country style sound. All right, and so that is an E note. So let's add chord tone to it. Here's a C right here. Now I'm thinking about this A right here, but now I'm thinking about adding the third below it instead of the 1. So this is like picturing an A chord with the 1, like barring an A this way, and this is like moving the hand down. I'm still picturing the A chord on the 5th fret, but it's got the 3rd on the bottom of it now. So I'm playing kind of 2 positions around that one little thing while I'm picturing that. All right, then I'm gonna go up here and add the 5th fret. I thought I was just going to add 1 note, but I'm going to add another double stop of that same thing, the 5th fret on the B and the G string, which is a C and an E note. 1 and 3 again. All right, I'm going to come down here and play the flat 7. So if I were to play this chord, there's a flat 7 on the D string, and it is on the 8th fret, and then I'm going to slide up to the 1, and that lets me get to this position as if I'm doing this right here, this C, like I'm barring an E or an F kind of situation. So I go, so I've got, and now I'm to this position right here. And then I'm gonna go the classic thing with an F or an E situation. So I'm gonna go, here is, I'm picturing this kind of F chord. I just hit this note there on the, and I slid from the flat 7 to the 1 of the chord, so that gets me to this position. All right, so that gets me from the 8th fret to the 10th fret, and that's a C note right now. We're playing over a C chord, and we're still, this is over 2 bars of music, and we're gonna go. And so we're going to bar on the G and the B string right here on the 8th fret, and that makes a C minor situation. So that's an E flat, and there's the 5th of E, so there's a G. So we're gonna take that G string and just hammer on with the middle finger and make it major 3rd, because we're playing a major chord there. But it's cool to go and play with that minor 3rd to major 3rd. All right, and so hammer that on to from the 8th fret to the 9th fret, just on the G string. Hit both those, and then go down here and hit that C note again. All right, so that is the 10th fret on the D string. So we got, so it's pour me another cup of coffee, for it is the best in the land. You know, anyway, so there is a couple different options over a couple bars of C. You got, and then you got, that's really good one, because you can really, everything's pressed down, so you can use it, like you could raise it a couple frets. Now we're in E, you know, you can use that. Yeah, on a lot of different things. You know, you can use an F, just move it, learn to move it across the fretboard. But there's a couple things on some 4 chord moves, and they'll work if they're a 1 chord or something else. And a 5 chord. Yeah, I guess if I put it to D and we're playing G, best in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So that 5 there, if we did it over D, for it is the best in the land. Then we could do it again, over C, then D again, and you could walk it down, just play the first part of it. And my guitar's a little out of tune, but didn't want to stop and make you guys watch me tune. Wasn't too bad there. So, all right, there's some things you can do over a 4 chord, a couple different options, and today we did it over a C.